What is up, guys? Rick Hackus here with the Week 2 Challenge of the Elders Guide, showcasing not only how to beat the Challenge of the Elders this week, but how to also achieve that 30,000 goal. Now, the three modifiers for this week are firstly, Grenade Kill Bonus, giving you extra points whenever you get a grenade kill. This is backed up by the second modifier, Catapult, making it so that your grenades recharge a lot faster. And lastly, you have the third modifier, Berserk, making minions of the darkness not flinch when you shoot them with powerful weapons. Now, Berserk really doesn't come up too much. You just need to remember that shooting an enemy won't cause them to flinch and therefore cause them to not damage you. If you want an enemy to stop shooting you, you have to outright kill them. Now, the main kind of theme for this week's Challenge of the Elders is all about grenades. Catapult making them recharge a lot faster, even if you weren't getting extra points. Because of Catapult, you'd be throwing a lot more grenades anyways. They just do a lot of damage to most enemies. But again, you're trying to actively get those grenade kills to get those points with the grenade kill bonus. Therefore, your build should be centered around grenades. Any sort of exotic armor piece that gives you 2 grenades is insanely useful, and that's definitely what you're going to want to be running. However, although that's quite useful, it's not totally necessary. I was running my Titan, and I wasn't running the Armamentarium, and I was able to get well over 30,000. You're also going to want to make sure that your armor is spec'd into Discipline to even increase your grenade recharge rate further. Now, in terms of weapons, it's really more up to you guys. Last week, it was all about getting those precision shots, but this week, that's not really important. You can essentially use whatever weapons you like. But we need to talk about the very first round against a returning boss from last week, Sylok the Defiler. This giant Taken Knight is both going to shoot at you with his gun and also throw a lot of area of effect flames at you. These create small spherical damaging areas and take quite a long time before they disappear. When you immediately spawn into this hive arena, you're going to want to head to the left. There's kind of 2 spots you can hold out on. Firstly, there is going to be the upper platform in the very back left corner, which you can jump up to, and although he can kind of hit that area with the flames, you can wedge yourself in the very corner behind these taken crates, and you can't be hit. However, you can also do what my group did and simply jump down in front of this area, and then you're going to find yourself kind of in a natural sort of a valley, and there's a wall of rock that kind of separate you from Sylok, and therefore he's not actually able to shoot you from where he is. He doesn't really move, and at no point can he really get a good angle at you as long as you stay kind of near the bottom and still on this hill. From this position, you can focus on the tried and true Challenge of the Elders tactic, which is simply kill all of the adds in the area first. If there's 1 or 2 remaining, that's fine, and then damage the boss until you see the text appear in the bottom left corner of your screen that reinforcements are incoming, more adds will spawn, stop damaging the boss, kill the adds, go back to the boss, and back and forth. And this is what you're going to be doing for all of the forthcoming rounds. Now, the waves of adds that spawn simply consists of all taken acolytes and a few wizards. The wizards can kind of pose a problem. You do want to take them down as quickly as possible. Don't worry about killing them with grenades. Simply take them down with whatever you can, and then focus on farming points with the acolytes. The acolytes don't do a ton of damage. They're very easy to kill. Those are going to be what you want to kill with grenades. Speaking of grenades, whatever grenades you have that do presumably the most damage for the highest area of effect is what you want. I was using fusion grenades at the beginning of the rounds, and that was actually a bad idea, although they were quite consistent and I could pretty much always get a kill when I threw the grenade. You want more area of effect, so I then switched to thermite grenades, which actually performed very, very well. Thermite grenades were good because they damaged an area of effect. I was able to throw them in front of a group of acolytes and it was able to hit them over and over and over again. I'd often get 2, possibly 3 kills with a grenade and pretty much always 1. And the great thing was that if I didn't get a kill, it didn't even matter. I was still hitting my targets. You do want to keep in mind that getting assists is really, really good because the person that actually kills the enemy is getting the full points anyways. So if I threw my thermite grenade, I hit a bunch of enemies and they all run away, that's fine. If any of my teammates then get the grenade kill on those enemies, I'm gonna get assists, which also just count for just pure bonus points. Now for this week's Challenge of the Elders, although the main way you're going to be getting points is with throwing grenades and killing enemies with those grenades, you've got to also remember that you get huge bonus points for using your super. Do not forget about your super, don't get obsessed with throwing a bunch of grenades, because if you're a Sunbreaker Titan like me, you pop your hammer and then you just start killing enemies, you're going to get extra points because you got super kills, and you're going to get extra points for every orb you produce. So essentially, if you don't have that good of grenades and you're having trouble getting to those grenade point maximums, don't forget that you're going to be getting almost as much points for getting kills with your super, and pop those all the time. Now those tips all carry into the next round against a new boss that we haven't seen before, the Cabal Boss, Val Aru'un. This boss can definitely be a little tricky if you don't know what to do, but that's what I'm here for. Originally, when you first spawn in, if you shoot the boss, you'll realize that he's actually immune. So how do you damage him? Well, you have to pay attention to the text in the bottom left corner of your screen. When you spawn in, head to the back left corner of the map. There is kind of a wall that will separate you from the enemies, and it does offer the best cover in this arena. Now once you run back here and start damaging enemies, you're going to very soon see the text that's appearing kind of on my screen right now. Scion Flare channels solar power. Now for you it might not actually say solar, it might say one of the different elements, but what that means is that there's 3 Scions on this map that have yellow health. That's what sets them apart. Now these 3 Scions are each of the different elements. There's a solar Scion, there is a void Scion, and an arc Scion. Whatever one is challenging the power, for us it was the solar power. Simply look for the one with a solar shield. That one will be able to damage. The other ones, if you're shooting the wrong one, if you're shooting the arc one, it will be immune. Therefore, you're going to kill the proper Scion, and then the boss's shields are going to drop and he's going to be vulnerable to attack. Well, for a little bit at least, and then his shields are going to go back up and another Scion is going to channel their power. For us, then it said Scion Flare channels void power, so then you simply go and kill the void Scion that has the yellow health, and then his shields will drop again, you can damage him again, and then they'll go back up and you kill the arc Scion. Now these Scions don't actually respawn, so once you've killed all 3 Scions, which I would recommend doing as quickly as possible, you've then got the rest of the round uncontested. His shields are not going to go back up and he's just going to be like a normal giant Cabal enemy. So the sooner you can deal with those 3 special Scions, the sooner he just becomes a very average boss and you can simply go adds boss as you're used to. Now the whole rigmarole about the Scions is really the only difficult thing in this round. Once you get that done, you simply stay at the back left of the map, use this location to, get grenade kills whenever you can, get super kills whenever you can, and again, go from boss to adds and back and forth, and you will defeat this round no problem. My group ended this round with just shy of 20,000 points, but we were able to more than achieve it next round, so if you're ending this round with anything over kind of 16,000, that's a very good place to be. Now the last round is going to be in the Vex arena, but it's against a new boss that we haven't seen, the Taken Hydra. Now once you spawn into this round, head to the back left corner as usual. That's the best place to hold out in the Vex arena in my opinion, and this boss is in some ways kind of difficult because the effect it has is quite powerful, and in other ways not difficult at all and very easy because you don't actually have to do anything special to deal with this boss. Now this boss, the Seditious Mind, has a special attack where it will make these taken explosions happen semi-near to where you are. You just need to be looking kind of where the ground is and you'll see a red circle randomly appear. Now from this point you're going to see a giant kind of glowing taken orb descend from the sky, get close to the bottom of where this red circle is, and explode, doing massive damage to anyone inside it. As long as you're kind of paying attention, actively looking for these circles, every once in a while just kind of check the ground, make sure you're not standing in one of these red circles, you should be fine. Again, you don't actually have to do anything extra for this boss. Simply kill the adds as they come to where you're holding out in the left corner. Obviously, use grenades wherever you can, use supers when you can't use grenades, and then once you kill the adds, go to the boss. Then once you've damaged the boss and reinforcements are coming, go to the adds, and that's really it. The only extra thing on top of what you're doing this round is just making sure you don't end up in one of those explosions. Now, because of that, you are going to want to kind of spread out as a team. Make sure you're not all standing in the same place so that you all aren't killed by the same exact explosion. Just kind of spread out a little bit. Make sure that if one or two of your teammates dies, it's no big deal. You can just go over and revive them. But again, make sure you're not clumped together so that you don't all die with the same explosion. And that's pretty much it for that last round. My group ended with a very healthy over 42,000 points. The grenade kills really aren't too difficult to get, especially with Catapult, and as long as you're using an area of effect damaging grenade, you know, if it has a wide radius, you can hit a lot of enemies at once and get multiple kills for one grenade. But, you know, kind of the secret tip I have for this round, and I went over it before, but it's really just supers. You do get so many points for super kills. It is essentially like getting grenade kills. If you're running short, it's probably because you're focusing too much on grenade kills and not leveraging the other massive point getting stuff you can do. Again, like super kills. So if you're running in there and you're having trouble with points, maybe you're getting just below 30,000, get someone in your team to run a Night Stalker Hunter and then use their bow to generate a shit ton of orbs, and then have someone else in your team running either the Stormcaller Warlock or the Hammer Titan, and then you can get those orbs and just get a crap ton of points getting all of those super kills. And super kills are a lot easier to get usually than grenade kills. Now hopefully this guide will help you get over 30,000 points so you can return to Variks and get your reward, which is hopefully better than the worst shotgun roll I've ever seen in my life. Now that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this helpful. Now if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating or sharing this video. If you want to see more Destiny content and don't want to miss out on next week's guide, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.